And again, here we are tonight. I think this is the first late night that we've set for this sitting. It's going on 8:30 now, just for the people at home. And again, what we are doing, we are proposing, of course, that the government of the day take this bill further. I do, it's good to see them follow our lead, what we've done for the past several years with regards to cost of living measures, by doing what we've done with the gas. But here's an opportunity to take it further. And of course, as we know, we just had an election last fall, and one of the actual main pillar of the election was to lower taxes. The Premier still talks about it every day. You're going to increase services, but yet lower taxes. So here's an opportunity, to do it. Just that. We know what's happening, and of course we know what's happening globally, what's contributing to this. And again, I would like to extend, of course, our prayers and our thoughts to those Newfoundlanders and Labradorians that are living in the Middle East. I know I have a friend there again. I said his name, Darren Butt, and his family. And he's actually been providing updates through the media on how life is over there. So again, our thoughts and our prayers are certainly with him, his family, and everybody. Of course, all Canadians that are currently in the Middle East. But again, let's take it further. We've done some great measures over the years, lots of cost of living measures over the years. For example, cutting motor vehicle registration in half. That's something that we were. Again, it's about cost of living, and I'm flattered that the member from CBS feels necessary to pay such attention to what I'm talking, and to keep interrupting. But here he is again. I mean, again, Chair, we've got to compete with our speaking time. You see the tally light here on my desk? That means I get to speak right now. That's what that means. And so you're certainly welcome to get up and speak. These are just basics. And you know what? That said, I want to commend. I want to commend actually the newly elected MHAs on the governing side, the backbenchers, because their behaviour is far better than the veteran MHAs that are there, because they're actually listening and paying attention. But anyway, I digress. But again. So we are debating this amendment. Of course, it does something very simple. It would make life more affordable for Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. It would increase the gas tax break. And again, that's what it's about. All MHAs here in this House, we all take calls from our constituents, about the struggles that they're having. The struggles that they're having, of course, making ends meet, whether that's going out and buying groceries. We do know that some people don't necessarily qualify for dental help. And they fall between the cracks there, and I mean, they have to make decisions in life. Do they want their teeth fixed? My point is, there's people who can't afford to live with the basic rights. But again, it's an opportunity for the government to step up and to do just that, and they can do that. And again, we were prepared to sit late on Tuesday. I believe it was the House Leader gave notice the week prior. In week 2 here of our sitting in the House Assembly, but unfortunately, I think we actually got out early that night, and we don't know why, but we got out early, and I mean, we were all prepared to stay. I think supper was even ordered, and we didn't even need to eat. We didn't even. Right? Yeah. Well, it should. My point is, we're here debating, and the member for Lake Melville has made a second appearance in the House of Assembly again, and I appreciate his attention as well to when I'm speaking. Yeah. He's standing. I don't know if he wants to be recognized, but he's over there standing as well in his seat. But again, everybody here has an opportunity to speak. And again, let's see the government side get up, because when they were over here, my gosh, were they passionate. They were up on their feet. And again, I've even heard people say, my God, the member from the Grand Falls, Windsor Buggins was so passionate. But again, we haven't heard a word from him this term, now that they're over there. And they're quite silent. The only time we do hear them actually is when they're heckling. When they're heckling when we're trying to speak. But again, we have a job to do in opposition, which is now to question government. But when we're doing that, they again, okay?
Chair, member sit down over there. Sorry.
I'm not going to compete for speaking time to be heard. And my colleague, the member from Mount Sion, I couldn't hear what she said. The member for Mount Pearl North was behind her and couldn't hear, and she's only right behind her. My point is that the decorum here is absolutely ridiculous. It's shameful. Again, I stood here yesterday in my seat and I said, Vermont, you're government now. Lead by an example. Professionalism. Really, sincerely.
Well, ask the member to talk to the bill.
Well, it's all about the bill, and it's all about them taking the leaders. Support the amendment. Chair, I asked them to take it further. They campaigned on it. Lower taxes, but lower taxes, more services, better services, 4 ferries, you know, among their promises. So here's an opportunity tonight. Surprise the people of Newfoundland and Labrador. Surprise the official opposition. Surprise the member of the third party. Surprise the member from Humber Bay of Islands, and show us what you can do. You have the ability. You have the authority. And again, I call on the members, you know, if you're, they're very passionate about when we're speaking, they pipe up, they're chirping. It's gone beyond chirping now to clapping seals and everything else. But again, stand up and speak on behalf of your districts. But again, you made promises on lower taxes, cost of living measures. We know what we did when we were in government. We even issued checks, I believe, in the amounts of $500 to help people for the support of cost of living measures. We also matched our federal government and gave a GST holiday. That was just on the Christmas prior to this one passed. I think that's when the timeline was. And, you know, for what we've done. And again, cutting motor vehicle registration in half.
The Labrador supplement.
That's right. Also, we brought in the seniors benefit. We brought it in. It was $400, and the Liberal platform was to actually double that, to give seniors $800 to help. As we know, seniors are on fixed incomes. They're very limited. And listening to open line calls today, and again, you know, to hear about the cost of livings and the struggles that people have are very, very real. Well, you know, they talk about, every time they get up to answer a question, they talk about how the people of the province elected them to lead the government. Well, here's an opportunity to come clean, you know, and make good on your biggest promise to cut taxes and do just that. So we call on them, you know, do it. There's still time tonight. We're all prepared to stay here till midnight, the midnight hour, because that's what we do here as MHAs. That's part of the responsibility. But again, I will commend the newly elected members. Their behavior their conduct is actually something to be admired. And I think we can take a page out of that book. And I invite them, you know, to stand on their feet as well. Here we are again. It's funny because when a member on this side stands, in particular, what I've noticed when a female member stands, the noise level gets extremely loud in this room, and that's the truth. And we can go back and we can look at Hansard. We can go back and we can see that that's the case. And unfortunately, again, like I said, it is like 20 to 9 now. This is the hour here that we're here debating this bill tonight. And here's an opportunity again that, you know, I call on the government to do good. You know, come through on that first promise, lower taxes. I call on the Premier to do that. Let's see your leadership, Mr. Premier, and let's see you do that. Let's do that tonight. We can do that tonight. As every member has said, we can do that tonight. You have the support. We supported you. We worked collaboratively together for the betterment of the people of Newfoundland and Labrador, in particular with the disabilities bill. And so let's see that collaboration again here tonight now at this hour, you know, and make good. I think the price of gas is actually scheduled to go up again tonight. So, you know, again, people are watching. People would appreciate it. So let's do it. That said, too, Speaker, I look forward to getting up and standing up again on behalf of my district. And again, I encourage every member to get up and stand up. You know, they were very passionate when they were here. They had so much to say. They had all the answers about freight boats and cutting taxes and just do it. Well, here's your opportunity to just do it. Just do it. Just like the Nike logo. Just do it. So on that note, Speaker, I will take my chair and my seat, and I will look forward to speaking again. Thank you.